Shalom. I want to first and foremost start by giving all honor, all praise, and all glory to Yahweh, HaShem, Yahushai, HaShem, Arachak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and bishops of the great millstone that rule well. And as always, peace, blessings, and salutations to the tabernacle of David, the four elect, that are scattered abroad across the four winds of the earth. We're definitely living in interesting times, especially if you're measuring the times. We just had a lunar eclipse, a blood moon that's supposed to have came in early this morning, which I believe our time, Pacific time, you would have been able to see the end of it around 4 a.m. And that's around the time that I wake up in the morning. So I think I had just missed it. But, it's showing us, that we're definitely in that time. It's all a significant indicator, that we're definitely in those times, man. All right. But anyway, dealing with the topic, there's videos showing the amount of anxiety and panic from those small hats. All right. Because in the midst of this back and forth between Israel and Iran, Iran has been putting belt to ass, and now, a lot of damage is being done, and a lot of footage is going out where you're seeing all these airstrikes, you're seeing all these missiles, raining down on Tel Aviv and different cities in Israel. And then, of course, the Gulf states are getting hit. So a lot of people are in fear and in panic mode. So this video clip right here, you see all these little hats, they all are running in panic mode. Now, I'm pretty sure some of the people are thinking to themselves or wondering, where the hell is BB? Where he at? Because you're supposed to be the leader, right? But you're leaving your people vulnerable. All right, they're unprotected. There's not enough shelter for them to hide or any of that. So they're just left out in the open. Or this dude just ducked off and ran and hid in some rat hole. He more than likely in Europe somewhere hiding. So this guy had no honor. Now this guy Ali Khamenei, the former supreme leader of Iran that got killed. They said that he was willing to just leave himself out in the open on purpose because he understood that his people, the civilians, weren't going to have any adequate shelter. So he chose to basically go out in honor, and leave himself out in the open, to be assassinated and martyred. But you see this guy BB, he nowhere to be found. But look at the people. So let me play this clip real quick. So yeah, them tiny hats, man, they're in fear of their life. Now, remember just days ago before this started, I had did a lesson in response to this proud devil here. He's sitting up with Mike Huckabee. And remember the proud, arrogant things that he was saying right before all this even started. Let's play this again. Let's revisit this video.
Within the Jewish community, that's where we've been meeting, none of them have expressed any fear about going into bomb shelters or ballistic missiles from Iran. Every one of them universally has said to us, you must be excited to be here. You're going to have a front row seat to the miracles that are about to happen.
Yeah.
When you speak about the resilience of the Israeli people and what they've been through for 2 years, they're not in fear. At least those who we've met with across the spectrum have all expressed this faith and almost, I don't want to describe excitement, but they've had a front row seat to miracles for 2 years, and they feel like they're about to see the next chapter of it. And they ask you, aren't you excited to be here for it? You must feel so grateful. You're going to see the redemption come before you. Is that your experience too with the way that Israelis are approaching this potential of having to be involved? Even as we sit here right now, you know, we don't. I'm sure you would have canceled if there were greater concern. That gives us a little comfort in the moment, at least. But in this country, you have to know your whereabouts all the time. Where's the closest shelter? When might a siren go off? Is that part of the consciousness, your experience, even as you're approaching these coming hours or days or whatever might happen next?
It's always amazing to me that
A few moments later. Now, does this look like anything this devil was trying to paint as if, these are people that are going to be fearless. They're going to have, otherworld faith. They're going to be courageous. They're not in fear of anything. They ain't even worried about shelters. He was talking cash money shit, man. Very, very proud and arrogant. Because that's how these devils are, man. Well, I'm pretty sure these citizens, they don't have the same sentiment. All right, they're clearly in fear of their life. Okay. So this devil, he was just talking out of the side of his freaking his do-rag little hat. All right. And that's just not true. That's not reality. All right. But this is what happens when you have confidence in an unreliable person. Because BB, who's supposed to be their leader, he was supposed to have made sure that these people knew what time it was and what to do and what precautions to take. Was that Proverbs 22? Proverbs 22:3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. BB, that's a devil. That's a demon. But he knew to get the hell up out of there. He knew what he was getting ready to cause. But those people, they were thinking that, well, yeah, we're going to be all right. HaShem is going to perform miracles. All right. America's going to step in for us and intercept everything that they send our way. We're going to be safe. We're going to be all right. We're going to, celebrate. But obviously, that Iron Dome is exhausted. It's not working too good. And they pummeling the hell out of Tel Aviv and different other cities within the Holy Land. They thought that they were going to be divinely secure. Nah, man, salvation is far from the wicked. Okay? So, hey. But BB, he left y'all open. Okay? So now you're susceptible and vulnerable. Let me get this in Proverbs 25:19. And it says, confidence in an unfaithful man in a time of trouble is like a broken tooth and a foot out of joint. And that's why the Lord said, cursed be he that trusteth in man. That matter of fact, let me go to it. Let me get that as well. This is Jeremiah 17, verse 5. It says, "Thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departed from the Lord." Which they're not of the Lord's people. Okay? You know, the God of the Bible, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, he said that he would have war with these people forever and ever, from generation to generation. All right, so you don't have, he's not going to protect you. Now, he can preserve you. I'm pretty sure those of these little hats that don't die in this whole thing, they're just going to be preserved. Hey, the nukes ain't been pulled out yet. They ain't pull out the big stuff just yet. What Iran is using is all throwaways. All right, is old stuff that they've been sitting on for decades, and they whipping their ass, man. All right, but they trusted this guy, and look what's going down. They're in fear of their life. You know, where's that fearlessness, the courageousness? Where's your faith? You see? Because the Lord ain't dealing with you over there, man. Okay? And let me go from there now, because, you know, there's other footage where you see them, you know, they I don't know where they at, but they're in some building, and you can see them, they running over each other, trampling each other, pushing each other out of the way, you know, basically trying to find an escape, you know, because it was going down, and you see the fear on their faces. And then you Babylonians here in America don't think that you just safe and secure. All right, like you're just safe from any type of trouble or fear. All right, the scriptures say that this is going to happen when those arrows, the weapons of the Lord's indignation, come to this side. And the ones that come to this side, it ain't going to be just regular ballistic missiles. No, these are going to be intercontinental ballistic missiles with nuclear warheads. It's going to be way more impactful, man, way more deadly. It's going to do way more damage. This is Isaiah 13 and 6. It says, "How ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt." Because you're not going to have that stability that the men of the Most High, the elect, are going to have. "Knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy times, and the strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure." The rest of these people, they're going to melt out of fear and anxiety, man. They're going to be trouble. They're going to be troubled with terrible fear. All right, it says, "And they shall be afraid. They shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one another. Their faces shall be as flames." All right, face is going to be glowed with terrible fear and anxiety, man. Okay, because that's what's hey, when those arrows get to flying, you know, and those sirens going off, and they're gonna see that they don't have any, just like those little hats. There's not enough adequate shelter for you to go and hide yourself. So yeah, you're gonna be vulnerable. You're gonna be left open. So all the people that's left open, this is what's gonna happen to them. Now the elect are gonna be in a ship looking down, watching it all go down. This is Psalm 91 in verse 1. It says, "He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty." All right, under his protection. "I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my power, in him will I trust. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust." Now you devils, y'all not going to get that. All right, you got to drink of your portion of the cup. All right, You gonna upon the habitations of the wicked shall rain fire and brimstone. All right, and tempest. That's the portion of your cup. All right. It says, his truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, like them devils over there that they suffering that now, nor for the arrow that flieth by day. Why? Because they're gonna be saved. All right, with a divine salvation. All right. It says, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. Okay? Which the Lord's going to rain upon their ass fire and brimstone. All right? Which is those missiles. Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High thy habitation, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. All right. So the elect are going to be protected in those days. But it's not going to go well with the wicked. 2/3 of our people, they're going to die. You got a lot of our people that serve this country, that believe in this system, that ultimately worship the image of the beast. They're getting their asses flown over there to be collateral sacrifices for the devil. All right. So it's gonna be a lot more of our people that perish than those that be saved. But this is just the beginning of it all. All right. And all this pride and arrogancy, that's getting cut out. The Lord said he's going to lay low the haughtiness of the terrible, man. And everybody that is lofty, that shall be brought low. So they're being humbled right now. What Iran is doing, all right, by fighting back, they're you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Them devils over there, they're being humbled, man. But we know that this ain't over with. So I thought I'd just do a quick lesson in response to this. Where BB at, man? just left y'all to be a sacrifice, man. Because they have no honor, man. No loyalty to nothing but their own bellies. They don't care about people dying. All right, Saudi Arabia, they're seeing the true colors now. You're using our airspace and part of our land, all right, as a base for your military, and now we being struck and targeted because we being diplomatic and being good allies for you. So we let you, use our space to be able to, land and reload and do what you got to do, only for us to be dragged into it, and now we're being targeted and striked. And then you retreat and leave us open and unprotected. So now you got Spain, you got Saudi Arabia. They all are basically saying, nah, you can't come over here. We're not gonna leave our bases open for you. Y'all started this, y'all gotta sort this out on your own. So this is also going to continue to alienate and isolate Babylon and Israel from the world, man. You see? Because they're only showing loyalty to themselves. Everybody else, you're just collateral sacrifices. Okay? So yeah, man. I'm gonna end on that. Hopefully y'all edify. We give all honor, praise, and glory to y'all by HaShem Shai. And to the next one, Shalom.